I want to congratulate Coach Stoops and his staff. His team did very well today. It was a big stage, great crowd, beautiful day. We had to play basically flawless. Kentucky's defense is, I said this earlier in the week, I don't see a weakness. I stand by that statement. They're athletic. We had trouble adjusting to their speed on both sides of the ball. It's impossible for us to simulate the speed of those guys. But I thought we did after, we settled in after the first quarter. Too many missed tackles on defense, but the guy had the ball in their hand, had a lot to do with that. I can sit here and say this angle or that angle, but they're athletic. They did a nice job on some play calls, kept us kind of off balance. We had some trouble catching with some deep over routes in zone coverage, picked up some first downs that we have to get cleaned up. But all three phases, and I mean it's a tough call. You can't let number 7. You don't want him catching the ball. We had pressure with our kickers. Jack and Gianni had a big day today trying to do that. But there's nothing there that we're going to hang our head. We have a locker room that is disappointed and their hearts hurt. When you invest as much as our guys continue to do, you're going to have the hurt. That's part of it. But I stand by one game in a time outfit. That's something that I say frequently, and we're going to correct the things that Ohio can control. And things when Kentucky just gets after you and they're better, okay. But the things that we whether it's leverage and keeping the cup and things like that, catch the ball and not turn it over, we're gonna forge ahead and try to correct those things and take our 24 hours, and then look forward to getting back in Athens for homecoming, starting league play. And it's tournament time, so every game counts, and we want our guys playing our best ball. And I'll know more on. I may get some questions on some injuries. I don't know a whole lot right now, but I know tomorrow we'll get through that, and the sun's going to come up, and the staff's going to continue to coach these guys and inspire them, and we're going to regroup and get going. So with that, I'll open up for questions.
Eric Decker, the Athens Messenger, Coach. We find out just before kickoff the situation with Parker, and then there's some reports that it's something risk-related. So when did that kind of come about, and just what's his status?
I think we had him down as questionable. He practiced early in the week, and then midweek he couldn't finish practice. I'm going to say soft tissue. That's the truth. That's what it is. We just didn't feel like moving forward. That was the thing to do. So Nick got some reps last week, and we'll see where he's at.
Bobby Keegan with the Post. What did you think of Nick's performance today?
I thought on this stage against that defense, there's a lot of good. So there's some things that he'll clean up. He'll learn from. The one shot play in the third quarter, he's got a little got a little bit too deep on his pass set. The pick six took a lot of air out of our sails. After scoring, they covered us. We weren't empty. We had to pass on the same thing early, different coverage. He's got to throw it away or to take off. He'll learn from that. But back to Nick, it's very promising. He's fits our style of offense. The whole quarterback room has got basically the same skill set, and he'll just keep getting better, gaining confidence.
Grant Key for WAEB. Nick threw the ball downfield a lot more than second half last week. It seemed like knowing that it was a possibility he would play this week. What kind of allowed him to become a little bit more comfortable with the playbook throughout the week and coming into this game?
I think just the reps, and again, it's a big stage. It looked sold out to me. Beautiful day, and his first really with crowd noise on third down. Now again I upped the crowd noise this week from the lesson from the first week. but he wasn't. He got some of the reps there. But I just think second week, just more comfortable.
Charlotte Noble composed, Coach. The defense was handicapped again, missing a couple captains with Bradley Weaver and Adonis being out. What did you make of their performance overall as a whole today?
There's some missed tackles that you'd like for us not to have, but I'm going to credit Kentucky and their athletes on that. I'll know more, after watching the film. But we had some guys out. 36 years. I had to basically assign new captains this week. I think we had 4 of the 6 that Adonis did play early, but he's very limited, and so it was I've never been through that, but I just know that, as I've always said, it's next man up.
Then, is there any update on Bradley?
I think Bradley. I'd like to just wait till Monday, but it's not serious. But our medical team felt like the best thing to do was for him not to play today.
The fumble in the first half kind of highlighted the problem today with it, but it seemed in the first half specifically there were 2 or 3 times where there was kind of confusion in the backfield, and that kind of stunted how a play was supposed to run. What do you think was just kind of a cause of that?
The fumble that we lost was RPO basically, and there was some penetration. We had a little eye candy with the motion with Coleman, and it's unfortunate. You can't have those kind of mistakes, down there on the road versus this quality opponent like Kentucky. It's unfortunate. That's really all I can say to it.
Andrew Bowie at WAB. Coach, you guys had Shea Taylor back today for
Yeah.
It seemed like the full game. What did it mean to have him back in the defense?
Again, that's great for us, and I just talked to him there towards the end of the game. I think his rep count got to 40, maybe a little over 40, and we're watching him close with the soft tissue. And he said he felt fine, but that's right now. A lot of guys in their body, they don't know yet, but they'll know tomorrow. So our fingers are crossed. But Shea's an established player, got a lot of experience, and I'm happy to get him going. But I also say, Stellan came in there and relieved Shea in the fourth quarter. He's running around hitting people. He's on every special teams. He's going to keep getting better. Hopefully we can get Reese Collier back and Eminem, Mike Mullenar back. Mike's a little bit farther away, but I think we're going to get Reese back a little bit for some practice this week, which will help the depth in the linebacker room.
And then also Marcel Walker-Burgess had another pretty big performance today, the strip sack at the end of the first half. What have you made of his 2 performances?
That's a huge play, and for our defense to hold them, But like you said, that's back-to-back weeks, and again, he's been here since mid-June. I mean, we have 43 guys that took their first bus ride for this trip, so that's up from 37 from Syracuse. With just where we are, he's one of those 43. But he is a grad transfer and has fit in well, and we want him to keep playing well.
Now you guys are wrapped up your conference schedule. What have you learned just about this team in the first 4 weeks of the season?
They want to be good, and they take the coaching. You can see it in their play. So the big thing is in a game like this, when the fourth quarter was tough, and then so as I've made the statement, the tough second quarter, and as a coach you get rabbit ears. You want to hear, what they're saying, and I like what I'm hearing. So it's a new season. We're going to put the non-conference to bed in 24 hours, and we're going to come out with some energy, and put a smile on our face and not talk about it again, and keep going forward.
Last 2.
Can you just speak, I don't want to harp on the quarterback issue too much, but can you speak on just what the QB room as a whole kind of was like this week and today in particular to follow that up? Jacob Winters getting in the game. Can you just speak to the testament, the player he is?
I think our room is all the quarterbacks pretty much have the same skill set. So you don't have, I'm just gonna say Curtis versus CJ or Parker or Jacob, and so the flow of the offense is a little bit easier because of the skill set. But those guys, they come to work. I see Nick. I've described Parker and his waiting his turn and the note taking and the things that he did to prepare, while Curtis was the returner and all those things. I see those same characteristics in Nick. All right, and Nick started today and finished the game last week. So, and I see the same characteristics in Jacob. That I referenced Parker, and those are the expectations of this coaching staff, and those become standards. So it's good to see, and I anticipate that to not change moving forward.
And then, Coach, just the running game today was kind of limited for the first time this season. What did you see from that aspect of the offense today in comparison to the first 3 weeks?
Yeah, I'm going to say that, kind of like this, some of the missed tackles had a lot to do with the ball carrier and some of the things that we were limited in the running game due to, their front seven. I mean, 13, 13, those guys are, they, in the first quarter we got the blitz snuffed out. We got something that we have scored touchdowns on. Here it comes, and we're going to punch back and do all these things, and he's number 0 playing the nose guard. Canceled the front side A, and then is able to come around the center, and I don't say. It was it was a really good play. And 13 was he just bull rushed a couple times. He's a really good player. Again, I don't see a weakness in their defense. I don't. 20 years there. It's the Ohio State team in 2008. We played them. They returned 9 starters. They were the number 1 defense in the country the year before. That's what I see. We'll see how it plays out. They play in the SEC. I don't know what their numbers are going to be at the end of the year, but they're really good on D. And not that they're not good in offense. I'm just telling you, their defense had a lot to do with some of our limited running game. I will tell you that.
All right. Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.